Today we're working on muzzle acclimation. This is Penny, she's about 2 years old. This is my first time meeting her and you'll see she's pretty timid. She's a sweet dog with people, but like I said, we just met and she's not entirely comfortable yet. We need to acclimate her to a muzzle. We don't want to make this extremely hard on her. You can see, like her body language, everything says she's nervous. So physically, could I strap a muzzle on her right away? Like, yes, of course I could, but obviously, Megan, that's not the right move. That's not what we're gonna do. When you acclimate dogs to muzzles, there's a couple ways you can do it. So one is like kind of the emergency method. You go to the vet, the dog tries to bite someone and you're like, oh crap, we need a muzzle. So you have to put the muzzle on right away and the dog hates it, of course. There's another way where people use what's called free shaping, and I won't bore you with all the details, but that can take months and it doesn't make it bad, but it's like you get the muzzle, the dog looks at it, you mark your reward. The dog comes an inch closer, you mark your reward. Very low stress for the dog, very easy on them, but it can also, some people spend 3 months on that, and usually most people don't have the patience or that much time to spend. What we're gonna do today is a middle ground where we're not just gonna strap it on her, but we're also not gonna allow her to make every single decision on her own. We're gonna help her through it, but we don't have 3 months to do this, of course. So I always like to say dog training, it's like a choose your own adventure book, but she's the one choosing the adventure. Yeah. So I don't know what we're gonna do today. I don't know exactly. I've got peanut butter here. I've got some treats. I wanna make it easy on her. I wanna give you some good homework. I don't know if I'm gonna put it on her, if you're gonna put it on her, we're gonna see based upon how it goes. Okay. But there's some rules that are hard and fast. We're not gonna go after the dog with the muzzle. That's pretty obvious, but what can happen is if you want it on, people tend to kind of follow the dog. They turn their head, you follow with it, and right away she's just trying to get away from it. So I don't want to do that. I also don't want to go into this with the preconceived idea of here's what's going to happen today, because then we're trying to force it upon the dog, right, if it's not going well. So at the start, there's so many things we can do. One would be for her to just get comfortable seeing this muzzle here. Now, I have food. She's not smelling the food right now, which is concerning. The more excited they are for the food, obviously, the easier it is. Hey, what do you think? Oh, is that good? So we can make this as easy as just eat food next to the muzzle at first. So there is no set first step. You have to do it this way, because it depends on the dog. Some dogs are already pretty fired up, and I would already be feeding them through the muzzle, which we'll hopefully be doing in just a moment. But if this took 10 tries or even 10 minutes before she would kind of get the food like this, that's okay. So the reason I put it kind of in there is I wanted her to have to nose at the thing and kind of work for it a little bit. Okay. Nice. Peanut butter can work really well. It's messy, obviously, so I'm saving that. If we need it, we need it. But if we don't, that'd be nice. Hey, Penny. So I want her to see this treat. I would love for her to want to get her head kind of in the muzzle. So if you notice there, I'm not trying to get it on her face right now. I just want her to get used to kind of touching this thing. Yeah. Oh, what do you think? Nice. There you go. What do you think, good girl? You like these crunchy treats, don't you? Good. So there, her face is mostly in the muzzle. Now, little things can create huge setbacks right now. So if I were to say, oh, she's really close, and I try to strap it on, and then she's like, whoa, what's happening? And she yanks her head out. Yeah. Now I might have made the job 10 times harder for no reason. Okay. What do you think? Yeah. Oh. You good girl. Oh, let's get that leash out of the way. Good. Very nice. If you get to a point of a setback, which we may today, you can always use heel as a reset. Okay. And it could just be walk in circles around this room like I was a minute ago before we started when I was trying to build a little bit of a rapport with her. And all that does, it's a mental reset. You gotta go this way. So there, she was trying to go the easy way to get it from the backside, and I'm making her go the harder way. Oh yeah, you like this? Very nice. So now this time, I'm gonna have her put her face in there and keep it in a little bit longer, hopefully. There you go. Oh, it's so good, huh? Oh, there, it's right here. There you go. Good. So I'm just kind of holding it in my hand and making it a little bit harder for her to get. Yeah. There you go. Good. And so now there, did you see I was kind of moving it around some?
Yeah.
I just wanted to slowly get to the point to where I'm going to clip it. Okay. I don't want to just out of nowhere go to clip it. So here, like even this, I'm touching the side of her face, which I recognize you can't see from the camera, but I was kind of like moving this against her head.
Yeah.
And I want it to feel like a non-event. Yum. This is good. Here you go. Oh. Good. Very nice. What a good girl. Whew. Good girl. Look at you go. You're looking for more? Now, position can matter. When she lays down, usually that's a more submissive position. I could see with her being more uncomfortable laying down, so I'll try it because she chose this position.
Yeah.
But if I do this and it seems worse, I'd probably just get her back up again.
Okay.
I'm very hesitant. I'd like to be sitting here right now. I'm hesitant to scoot because I think there's a chance that's going to make her nervous with, we don't have a rapport yet. And so if I am going to scoot, it'd be like a little one. And then if I have to do it again in a second, I will. Oh, what a good girl. Very nice. Good. So I like how she kept her face in there that time. And that can be the advantage of the peanut butter. Okay. That if we put peanut butter and smear it right inside here, she'll be, it might take her 20 or 30 seconds to lick it all up. The reason I didn't go right to peanut butter, since it sounds like it might be easier the way I describe it, is that if that's our best option, we kind of want to save it. Yeah. Because I didn't know, was she going to get sick of these after 5 of them? Yeah. So far she hasn't, which is great. Okay, girl. Oh. So now I want to start kind of messing with this side too. So if you notice, I just kind of like tossed it in front of her there. Very good. All right, so now we can start asking a little bit more each time. She's doing really well with this. Good job. So even just me petting her on her head, you can see she's not completely comfortable with. And it's just something to note and kind of pay attention to. What a good girl. Yeah, there you go. So notice she feels a sense of agency, right? Like I put this around here, but it wasn't, nothing was, being strapped to her face. She was able to pull her head out when she wanted to. Oh, I like that. So if we were free shaping, we would mark every single time she went near it. Okay. And free shaping does work wonderfully if you put enough time into it, where, she would look, you either click or say yes, whatever your reward is, and pretty soon they learn to do it on their own. Very rarely, like you might be able to find a video online of someone free shaping a dog in a muzzle in 5 minutes, but that's not normal. Yeah. So that would be a very, I think, misleading video. Good girl. So what I've seen is I think we're ready to start going to strap the muzzle on, and I don't even know if it's sized appropriately yet, so we'll have to figure that out. Yeah, seems close enough. There's a girl. What do you think? Oh, yeah. You could see she was a little wondering what was happening, but nothing strange. Oh, good. if you're messing with the muzzle at any point and getting the fit or getting it untangled, consider it part of the process, because the more she sees you mess with this thing, the less scary it becomes.
Okay.
What's really scary to a dog is you get this new thing out and you're like, bam, and shove it on their face. So even this, the more she sees you handle it, and if you're looking at it and you're like, is this big enough? Should I adjust it a little more? You know, do it. Take your time. Definitely don't stress out about that. So we are close on sizing. Good. What'd you think about that? Sometimes the click can freak a dog out.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to click it one time and then take it off immediately.
Okay.
Because some dogs will hear that click and then panic,
Yeah,
especially if they have a prior history.
Mm-hmm. She is sensitive to...
She is. Okay. I liked that right there. She was super tolerant and didn't seem overly worried or stressed out. Why is she sensitive to the click? Has there been something in the past that's been
I think something
trigger for her?
Yeah, something from the past,
Yeah.
probably before we were with her, that she also went through 2 other adoptions before
Gotcha.
she was officially here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
So look at that. This is what we want to see. You see how she's
Yeah.
kind of enjoying the process? She's like, how do I get more of that food? Oh, yeah. Very nice. What do you think? Is that good? And so now, do you notice from all the fiddling around with it that these straps are no longer a worry for her? She's like, get those things out of my way. I want the food. If you don't do this, and I should have mentioned this at the start of the video, you know, I'm not a huge believer in training everything with food. It's not that it's bad, but some dogs will then only work for food. With the muzzle, who cares if they only work for food?
Yeah.
Recall is a whole different story, but with this, who cares if she'll do it without food? Oh, yeah. Very nice. So I'm not liking the size of the muzzle right now with her,
Okay.
and that's okay. You know, that's not a crucial thing at this point. But what I see,
What is it about the size that doesn't seem like the best fit?
so each time we get it on, I can ask a little bit more of her. I think it's going to be pushing into her eyes a little more than I would like.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a girl. Nice. What do you think? Oh yeah, shake that off. What a good girl. Very nice. So there, that time it was on. Normally, you can see when she stood up there, she's like, okay, are we done? I don't want her to feel like she's escaping this,
Okay.
because if she feels like she's escaping, you only want to escape things that are bad, obviously,
Yeah.
right? So I want to always end on a good note. So we got it on her. Wasn't hard at all. Wasn't super stressful. We saw the sizing. It was a little bit snug, kind of pushing into her eyes. It's not the end of the world, and we can fiddle with the sizing. What happens a lot is people get so worried, like at the start of fiddling with the sizing and getting it perfect, that it's new to the dog. And then if you're stressed out and you're like, is it looking good? And you're tugging in all the straps, for her, that just adds stress. So at the beginning, I just want it to go on, it not to be a terrible event. And I want to end on my terms instead of the dog's terms. So there, if you notice, I put it away and it's gone. And then we could play, we could do anything, we could walk off. I just don't want her to feel like she's saying, I'm done, and she goes off to you.
Right.
So this is it for a first session with the muzzle. What I would suggest with homework is the more you do this, the better. each time should get faster. Each time should get easier. And then as soon as you hit the point where you know she's not overly stressed, which is like a day or so from now, then you get it on and you really start fiddling with the straps, making sure you like, how snug it is.
Yep.
And then once she's doing well, then make sure you start leaving it on a little bit longer and do something fun with her.
Okay.
So I would put it on and like go for a walk, or put it on and, rub her belly, put it on and, food is fine. Anything to kind of build good experiences. And then each day, just a little longer and a little longer. From what I've seen, I think within a week, you can easily, have it on for an hour and she's not going to be stressed by it. And then you can start using it for dog intros or whatever you're needing it for.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you have questions, reach out anytime.